Yo, this movie is freaking awesome. This was my most anticipated film of the year, and how fantastic it is we get it so early. So, when the Riddler, a sadistic serial killer, begins murdering key political figures in Gotham, Batman is forced to investigate the city's hidden corruption and questions his own family's involvement. Now, Nolan's Batman was pretty grounded for sure, but this one is scarily real. This could literally happen. No doubt you've heard this comparison before, but it is very much Seven with Batman, which is just one of the many reasons I love it. It's just so dark and seedy, and this Gotham is very much lived in, which helped at the realism and make it feel like an actual place. Heavy rain often, and like Seven, Prisoners, Zodiac, and David Fincher's Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, it just makes you feel like you have to have a shower afterwards. But for me, I was just enjoying bathing in it all. Now, if you enjoyed those films I just mentioned, you will feel right at home here and love this film. It is a combination of them all. Make no mistake, this has all your expected wants from a Batman film. Awesome Batmobile and chase, villains, great fights, and of course, Batman himself. But I feel this may disappoint people if go into this expecting a typical Bat flick. Just understand, this is a lot slower, more methodical, and really takes its time unravelling its mysteries. I absolutely love this Batman theme as well. It goes so well with this version of the character, and you can just imagine this is what the people hear when they see this big bat dude coming. Robert Pattinson here as both Bruce Wayne and Batman is absolutely phenomenal. This Bruce is truly a damaged young man, and you really feel his, well, nothing. Distant from any real emotion, but this does play into a nice part later in the film with another character. He is almost ridiculously good in this, and anyone who still criticises him really needs to get a grip. Yeah, funny, vampire sparkles, but this guy is an absolute standout, and I look forward to his future roles. He brings a real ferocity to his Batman, and you feel his anger and disdain in every punch he throws. No guns and killing though is a big part here, which I get and I like it, but however though, he certainly doesn't hold back his punches and is still satisfyingly brutal. He looks cool as a cucumber in the suit, which does look super awesome. You do get used to the cowl, which is one aspect of the suit I wasn't a huge fan of. But it does look okay, but I definitely wouldn't mind a bit of an upgrade. This is only 2 years in though, so things do look like they've been right through the ringer and a little prototypey. I absolutely love his monologue throughout the film as well. In the start, when we first see Batman here, is a real highlight for me, and done incredibly well. Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz, is also fantastic here. I can see this being people's probably favourite interpretation of the character, but for me, Michelle Pfeiffer is very close, but just different takes in very different worlds. She kicks ass for sure, but what I do like also with it being grounded is she's a real good fighter, but when her and Batman face off, she doesn't stand a chance. In a lot of films these days, you have women weighing like 90 pounds, wet, and taking down big, burly dudes. Paul Dano is another standout here as the Riddler, and is super creepy. Extremely inspired by Zodiac. Very threatening and just weird. Again, helped by the realism, this stuff can and has happened, which brings another level of fear. Also probably inspired by Kevin McAllister in Jigsaw with his weird contraptions. This ain't your Jim Carrey Riddler. I would literally be here all day on how good all the characters are, along with the actors in the role, all of which do an absolutely brilliant job. This Batmobile is super cool, and again seems like something you can actually build. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if someone has already built it or building one very soon. It just roars. Without spoiling anything, I do think people will really like where this seemingly is going. But we do get to see a little bit of Arkham Asylum, and seems like a rather pleasant place. My only gripes is I did enjoy the long run time, and nothing necessarily felt like fluff, but there was parts where it felt just a little bit flat sometimes, and thinking, okay, it's wrapping up, but then something else would unravel. Also, I'm not getting into it, I could be wrong, but small part of this film was kind of weird. And because there's a couple of social justice messaging in here, which led me to believe it was suggesting this, but quite a weird shout that I hope this is not shouting for that kind of thing to happen. Write in the comments if you think you know what I mean. I can't quite say it's the best version of Batman, as it just simply is another type of version. But no doubt one of the best, and such a great take on the detective style Batman, which for the most part, everything I was hoping it to be. I honestly have to give this a 9.